very pleasing morning to our rector, Reverend Father Dr. Barnaby D'Souza, our principal, Mrs. Sangeeta Ma'am, our supervisor, Reena Ma'am, teachers, and my dear friends. We, the students of 7C and D, along with our esteemed class teachers, are elated to present before you the Value Education Assembly Program.
The magical flight. Isn't the title intriguing? Which flight are we talking about?
Well, not everything is about us, and by us, I mean humans. Yes, my dear audience, welcome to today's assembly, where we will be exploring the incredible world of migratory birds.
Avian migration is a natural miracle. Migratory birds fly hundreds and thousands of miles to find the best ecological conditions and habitats for feeding, breeding, and raising their young. When conditions at breeding sites become unfavorable, they fly to regions where conditions are better.
From Siberian crane to greater flamingos and many more beautiful migratory birds migrate to India every year during winters and summers for food, breeding, and nesting.
This is so exciting. Now, we are curious to know more about these migratory birds.
Oh, Vidisha, your wish has come true. I have a friend waiting for you, and that's none other than the Siberian crane.
Hello all, as you know, I'm the Siberian crane or the snow crane. Do you know, I travel the longest distance for migration every year. But we're an endangered species. The western and central population of the Siberian white crane has a critically endangered status, while the eastern population is quite stable. So, we have three groups. The first group going from eastern Siberia to China, the second group going from western Siberia to India, and the third group going from western Russia to India respectively. But in all of this, as you can see, we migratory birds have a lot of difficulties during migrating, like migration, survival, poaching, etc. We are really suffering a lot. So please try to help us by conserving and not harming us. Please, I beg you.
Whoa, wasn't it amazing?
Yes, it was so inspiring. Neil, have you heard of Northern Pintail?
Just like the Siberian crane, northern pintail, barn-headed goose, Eurasian teal, and great white pelican are also migratory birds with a very interesting life story. Let me introduce these beautiful friends of mine.
Oh no, I just now had a world tour and am now tired from the long travel. I'm frightened. Coming out of the coldest place, I have to go through the hottest place, the Sahara Desert. My favorite place is India, wherein we have a moderate climate. Oops, I forgot to introduce myself. By the way, do you know who am I? I am the Northern Pintail. Have you ever heard my name before? What does my name really mean? A pin and a tail? Then you're wrong. I am named for my long central tail feather. I can fly and even swim. Isn't this amazing? But we have many threats in our life, and no one in this world think about us. We enhance the beauty of the nature. Harming us, is this the way of returning our beautiful work? Our future is in your hand. Please try to understand. Oh no, it's time to go. My family is waiting for me. It was so cold there in winters over Himalayas. But now I'm feeling better. after migrating to spend the rest of the winters in parts of South Asia, basically from Assam to as far south as Tamil Nadu. But first of all, do you all know who am I? Oh, of course, I am one of the highest flying birds in the world, named the bar-headed goose, and I have migrated in flocks and colonies of thousands. If you ever find me nesting in the cultivating fields or in lakes, just remember, I am herbivorous, mainly feeds on grasses that surrounds the lake and eat barley, wheat, rice or corn. I have flew across the Mount Makalu and also over Mount Everest. But over all this, we have to suffer from a lot of threats such as overhunting, egg collection, habitat loss, or persecution from farmers, as they all think we damage their green crops. But you all being as humans should stop this threat to us, as we beautify the nature by our magical flight all over the world. Kiki! Kiki! Quack, 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 quack. I am so excited. Just in a few months, we'll be migrating to India. Oh, what a beautiful place. I forgot to introduce myself, didn't I? I'm sorry. Let me start. I am the Eurasian teal. I'm simply called teal because of my blue-green color. My color is scientifically called Anis cracker. I was extensively distributive in the old world. The humans found me across most of Europe, Asia, and parts of North Africa. Though I can be found in sheltered wetlands consisting of dense vegetation. Now, on to the migration. We start our migration from August and September and arrive in India in October and November. We migrate southwards because we need to spend the winters in warmer regions. Our population isn't much of a concern, but our constant migration is a result of habitat loss year by year. So humans, if you want our species not to end, animal habitat loss should be reduced. Quack, 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 quack.
Oh, it was a tiring journey all the way from North America to India. But I'm very happy. Do you know why? It's because I don't have to spend those harsh winters anymore. Instead, have a warmer climate. By the way, do you know who am I? If not, I'll give you one hint. I'm nicknamed as the Rosy Pelican. Well, behold, here I am, the Great White Pelican, the largest migratory bird in Israel. But an endangered species. Well, we breed in swamps and shallow lakes. And we will be always here in India during February through March and October through November. But we are an endangered species. So please promise the bright future of this world that you would protect us, not only me but all the endangered birds.
Thank you, Siberian crane, northern big-tailed, bar-headed goose, Eurasian teal, and great white pelican for sharing your life journey with us.
Now, let's welcome our special guest, migratory bird experts who will give us a deeper understanding of this incredible creature.
Hello and welcome to Don Bosco Chat Show. Today we will be talking about a very interesting topic, and that is migratory birds.
Let's put our hands together for our experts, Miss Alicia, Miss Christella, Mr. Aditya, Miss Priyasa, and Mr. Riyansh, who will be enlightening us about the life of migratory birds. My first question is for Miss Alicia. Why do birds migrate?
Birds seek out places that have warmth, food, and are safe for breeding. During the long days of summer, birds have more hours to feed their young on the abundant insect population. But as the days shorten during autumn and food supplies become scarce, some birds migrate south.
Oh, that was interesting.
My next question is to Miss Christella. Do birds follow established migratory rules?
The birds typically follow established flyways, generally in north-south directions, that offer the best opportunities for rest and refueling along the way. These routes tend to avoid landforms such as mountains or water that might block their way. For soaring birds such as eagles, vultures, and hawks, their routes take them by areas that generate hot air funnels to rise up from the land. They use these hot air funnels, also known as thermals, to soar. They do this by spiraling up a thermal and gliding down to the next one. In this way, they save energy needed for long journeys.
Thank you, Miss Christella, for sharing your thoughts with us. My next question is for Mr. Aditya. How well can birds navigate?
Some birds use sun and the stars to navigate. Some also use the sighting of landmarks like river, mountains or coastline. Some also use the smell, while some might follow the other birds in the flock.
Oh, that's something we didn't know.
My next question is for Miss Priyasa. Do all birds migrate?
No, not all birds migrate. The permanent residents are non-migrating birds who remain in their home areas all year round. Example, pigeons, crows, ravens, blackbirds and doves. There are 4 kinds of birds. The permanent residents are non-migrating birds who remain in their home areas all year round. Summer residents are migratory birds that move north in the spring, nest during the summer and return south in the fall. Winter residents are migratory birds who fly south for the winter. Transients are migratory species who nest farther north than our neighborhoods, but who winter farther south. We only see transients as they are passing through.
Thank you, Miss Priyasa. My next question is to Mr. Riyansh. Why are migratory birds not coming in India?
Research indicates several reasons behind the risky undertaking. Reduction in day length and low temperature in cold regions during winter lowers food availability, making the birds go southwards to warmer tropical regions in search of food. Another reason is to reduce competition with other related species. Human migratory bird interactions like hunting, habitat modification and deforestation threaten the survival of these ecologically significant species. Another problem to these migratory birds are network towers and their signals.
Thank you, experts, for your valuable report.
Let's give a big round of applause to our special guest for imparting knowledge and to our enthusiastic interview. Remember, just like these migratory birds, we too can soar great heights if we embrace curiosity and love for the wonders of nature.
Wait a minute, we are talking about the migratory birds and we forgot our very own flamingos.
No, we haven't. After a wonderful performance by our friends, let's move forward for a virtual presentation.
A presentation of our own flamingos. The video is created by our friend Rian.
Video on flamingos. Do you know that even flamingos are migratory birds?
Let me tell you some interesting facts about them.
Flamingo nests are made of mud.
A flamingo's nest looks like a mini mud volcano with room for one large egg.
Flamingos get their pink color from their food.
Flamingos are filter feeders and turn their heads upside down to eat.
A group of flamingos is called a flamboyance.
Flamingo parents feed their chicks a liquid they secrete called crop milk.
Thank you.
What a delightful presentation. It actually brought us much close to our flying friends.
Thank you, dear flamingos, for making our city more beautiful.
Save our planet, save birds, save our planet, save birds, save our planet.
अयं निजः परोवेति गणालहुचेतसाम् उदारचरिता नातु वसुदैव कुटुम्बकम्. Hello. God created them free. Let's set them free. Say no to KJ.
चलो इंसान से फरिश्ते बन जाए, पक्षियों को बचाए.
We have but one earth to share. Let's protect this species. Let's show them that we care. प्राणी मात्रावर दया करा. आम्हाला तुमची गरज आहे. तुम्हाला आम्ही हवे आहोत का? तुम्ही जगा आणि आम्हालाही जगू द्या.
Hello guys, wait a second, I'm not gonna introduce myself, you guess. So who am I? I'll give you a hint. I am often known as the Birdman of India. Anyone? You? Yes, that's right. I am Salim Ali. Let me tell you more about myself. I was born on 12th November 1896. My love for birds started when I was 7 to 8 years old. A man used to bring ducks and quails to our doorstep to sell it to us. We never bought one, but were amused by the information he told us about those birds. Since the age of 10, I started writing about birds in my diary. I am a renowned ornithologist and a naturalist. I was the first Indian to arrange systematical surveys of birds in India. I have wrote many bird books. Those books of mine have enriched the knowledge of many people. I have won the second civilian award of India, the Padma Vibhushan. I have a big hand in the formation of the Bharatpur Bird Sanctuary. I have put great efforts to stop the dam project, which was a threat to the Silent Valley National Park. I guess I have done my bit, but it is now up to you younger people to save birds and make India proud. Now let me ask you some questions. What did you learn from this value education program we had today? You.
Save birds.
Yes, we should save birds. And how can we save them? Yeah.
By not killing them.
Anyone else like to share their ideas?
By trapping them in cages.
Yes,
Not trapping them in cages, sorry.
yes, we should not trap them in cages. Absolutely correct, and we should not kill them. How do birds help the environment?
To save the birds from the cages.
That's right. And how do birds help the environment?
By pollination.
Yes, that's right. And and how else do they save the environment?
For example, like vultures clean the dead bodies of the other animals.
Absolutely correct. Vultures clean the dead bodies of the camels. I hope you got inspired by this value education program we had today, and I hope you will spread awareness about saving birds. Thank you.
That was so inspiring. That was so inspiring. Thank you, friends.
Now we welcome our friends to present a choral recitation, a recitation that would take us all on an emotional and magical flight.
They have to overcome many difficult situations. They don't have options to choose. Birds enhance the beauty of nature. It depends on nature for everything. Still can't reach the great heights in spite of having magical wings. In spite of having magical wings. In spite of having magical wings.
What an incredibly talented group of students.
This brings us all to the end of our assembly program. Today, we have learned about the remarkable journeys of the migratory birds and the challenges they face along the way. Remember, it's crucial for us to protect their habitat and create awareness to ensure their survival.
Now I request Hanishka to deliver the vote of thanks.
A quote by William Arthur Ward says, "Feeling gratitude and not expressing it is like wrapping a present and not giving it." And so today, I, Hanishka Vidhate, would like to express my sincere gratitude to our rector, Reverend Father Dr. Barnaby D'Souza, for giving us the opportunity to present this Value Education Assembly program, our principal, Ms. Sangeeta ma'am, for motivating us, our supervisor, Reena ma'am, for her constant guidance and support. I would like to thank our class teachers, Teacher Deepa and Teacher Neha, for their timely guidance. I would also like to thank Zubia ma'am and Sherry ma'am for the photography and the videography, as well as the support staff for their tireless support. A big thanks to Krisha Shetty for the beautiful poem, Shamika, Dhriti, Mugdha and Vaishnavi for the invitation card, Rian for the video presentation, and Dhriti for the PPT and e-card. A big thanks to our creative team members, Jefna, Mugdha, Uljit, Vaishnavi, Siana, Swara, Vidisha, Ivana, Krisha, Dhriti, Ayush, Neel, Prisha, Rashi, Kushumita, Gianna, Vedika, Unnati, Priyasha, and Alisha for the headgears and the stunning backdrop. Thank you to all the students for their 100% participation in the research work of our Value Add program, and a big thank you to the audience for keeping our spirits and motivation high. Thank you.
Climate change is a critical issue that affects all of us, and becoming informed is the first step towards making positive changes for a sustainable future. Now let us watch a video on climate change.
Climate change is the defining issue of our time. And we are at a defining moment. climate change is moving faster than we are. Extreme heat waves, wildfires, storms are leaving a trail of death and devastation. The past 2 decades, including 18 of the warmest years since 1850, we are experiencing record-breaking temperatures around the world. We are missing the point where we can avoid runaway climate change with disastrous consequences for people and all the natural systems that sustain us. Every day we fail to act is a day that we step a little closer towards a fate that none of us want. A fate that will resonate through generations and damage done to humankind. What makes all of this even more disturbing is that we were warned. Scientists have been telling us for decades, over and over again, and far too many leaders have refused to listen. Our fate is in our hands. The world is counting on all of us to rise to the challenge before history.
Every action counts. Reduce your carbon footprints by conserving energy, recycling, and using public transportations or carpooling. Plant trees, advocate for renewable energy, and support sustainable practices. Spread awareness and inspire others to join the fight against climate change. Together, we can make a positive impact and create a sustainable future for all of us.
Now I would like to request our principal to share her
What precious thoughts will I share when this particular group has done so wonderfully. Let's give them a round of applause along with Deepa ma'am and Neha ma'am. I was loving those birds and I said, let me take them home with me. So the video that was there on flamingos, who has done that? Rian. Yeah, lovely. And of course, Shetty, the poem. Yes. I mean, each one of you have been wonderful and wonderfully guided by the two teachers. Do you know which bird travels the longest distance? The Arctic tern. The Arctic tern travels from the north Arctic pole to the south. Which one? Which one? Antarctica. So you can imagine the whole breadth, the length of the earth, the Arctic tern is traveling. And our dear flamingos, why are they pink in color? Because of the food. But what is the food that they're eating? Crop is for the babies. They are born grey fledglings. How do they turn pink then? We go and paint them pink. No, yes. Very good, very good. The diet consists of shrimp and algae. The blue-green algae. Good. And this blue-green algae consists of something called as carotenoid. Ever heard of this word? It sounds familiar to something that you can eat. Carrot. So the beta carotene inside it is what gives them the pink color. In the mornings when I travel long distance to come to school, I sometimes see this wonderful flock of birds flying. And it gives me a kind of a message which I think I'll share later. You have been sitting for a long time. The fidgeting has started round over there. So I'll just thanks once again and stop. Thank you. Begin.
journey over land and sea. Pride and love, dignity will prevail. From sapling to tree of knowledge evergreen, our motto through life we ever see. Living here as a loving family, with heads held high to the without fear. We, the children, Bosco girls and boys, with